Welcome to part 3 of my made-up world, Pine Tree National Park. Today I'm going to do things a little bit differently. Instead of starting off with my lead-up work, I'm going to throw you in to my final project. I'm going to begin with an explanation of my screen elements in which are working, such as the hovering screen, as you can see when you first click into the app, and then you have a login. And you're able to create your account, and there is a verification. This is the home screen where you can find all your options for buttons. We're going to click on activities, in which is simply designed for you to go onto seasonal activities, click onto summer, have a scroll through the summer activities available until you choose where you'd like to go, such as wine tours. And you can pick which wine tour you'd like to check out, and there's some information and hovering photos available for the activity that you're looking at, and all the pricing is included to make your experience as simple as possible when booking an event or activity. I have a dark green button in which is a button element I've used for most of the buttons with all my designs. So you've got a checkout and a thank you with Melissa to make a bit more of a personalised experience, and there was a button taking you back to the home screen. So I'm going to show you a few more options. Simple, go back to the summer activities, and we're scrolling down to look at something different, which is events. And again, it's that same simple navigation, just that button taking you to where you need to go, and that back button taking you to back to the screen. So this is the winter activities available. So setup is the same as summer activities, using that back navigation button again, which is going to take us all the way back to the home screen as simple as possible. So you can tell that all my elements are quite photographic. This is my contact page. The text is as legible as possible. I made my text work with my photographic elements as best as possible. And now going to look at transportation. Again, such a simple process, a few layouts that'll navigate you to checking out and timetables. Accommodation, again, 3 different ways you can accommodate yourself in Pine Tree National Park. Using that back button to navigate to the home screen. And here is a blog I've created for a bit more of a personalised, exciting experience. And again, to that home screen. And last of all, the profile button and simple settings there, and you can just press log out, which will take you home again to that hovering screen. So what you just viewed was my daytime mode for my app, and now you are looking at what is the nighttime mode. So the nighttime mode will automatically happen when the day reaches a certain time. And it'll basically show you a brief outlook of what the destination looks like, not only during the day, but now you get to see what it looks like at night time. So you have a full look of what you're getting yourself into when booking this holiday. What you see here is my lead up work. Some of this was in my previous assessment task, number 2. So they're my initial wireframes, drawings for my wireframes, and there's some progress at the top right hand corner of how my app started to begin when I went from my wireframes. This is some of my style development, so my progress of creating logos and the basic style elements for what my app was going to look like. And here's my style guide. So there's my colour scheme for the daytime and my colour scheme for the nighttime. That is my current logo at the right hand corner, and at the top you'll see 3 fonts. So 2 were used for display, and Xenon was used for some writing and buttons, and Futura was used for also for buttons and a bit of body text as well. My target audience is quite large, and that is because I was trying to make my holiday destination as appealing as possible for a lot of different people to have as much tourist as possible. And I'd like to think of that as solving a problem for not only one group of people but a large target audience. So this is what my mood board looks like. I liked the colours of green and blue. I have a nighttime, daytime display at the bottom right hand corner. I also included the type of vibes that I was going for in terms of my holiday destination. This is my original sitemap that I had in my previous presentation. So I've refined my sitemap path. So I began, the left one is from my original sitemap, and now the one on the right is what I've done in the creation of my app. So it looks a lot longer, but that's because there's a few more pathways. But the right one is my current sitemap that was used for my final designs. These are my screen mock-ups for my daytime mode. So I've just done 8 different models. And these are all my screens that I've done for my nighttime mode. That's just a layout of all of them. I actually really prefer the nighttime mode over the daytime. I really like the dark aesthetic that it has, but also the white writing that is quite bold over the photos. So these are some of my daytime mode screen designs that I've done. Not mocked up or anything. They're a little bit uneven and all over the place at the moment is because of the awkward sizing and things like that. So if you just look to the very right hand side, you'll see the welcome to. And the reason why I've placed a button like contact first is to make the customers know that I've actually prioritized them and I want them to reach out to us as much as possible if they need that help. I've also tried to lay out things as best as I could as possible. And when I say best, I mean most simplistic. My goal was to also make my typographic elements the most legible that they can be with the photos, which was quite difficult. So I had to do quite a few screen overlays in which you can see to make that text just a bit more legible. And here are some more of my screens. So like I said, I've laid everything out as most simple as possible. All the photos I've used are in relevance to the buttons, such as transport, the photos of, the car, the bike, the train, and the confirmation, choosing a date and time for the winery. I've tried to set that out as simple as possible too. And just a thank you button with the person's name who's purchased it to give that experience and make it a lot more personalized for the customer. Also, by creating my blog, I wanted to show people that we're not just saying how good and great this holiday destination place is. We wanted to show people that there are others out there that have already had the experience and they're saying how great it is, also making the consumer's experience a bit more personalized. Here are my final links for my nighttime and daytime mode. To conclude, I achieved my end result, which was the goals that I set to create my app. And they were making a very personalized experience for the consumer, and that's why I used aspects such as the blog, so people can read other people's experience and not just hear how great it is from us. All the photos and the nighttime daytime mode, that gives people a full rundown of the experience that they're going to have, so they can know every inch of the Pine Tree National Park. My app was very photographic, and that's because people like to look at photos of the place they're going to get excited about the views that they're going to see. The purpose of my app was to be as aesthetically pleasing as possible, but also simplistic for the user to have a great experience when navigating through my app. I believe that I have succeeded in both those departments, and I'm really proud of the end result of my designs today. Thank you very much.